going on? What's happening? This your brother outside the Qube. Yo, we back again. We back again. It's Friday. It's Friday, y'all. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. I'm on the goddamn ones and twos. And listen, man, we got to get rid of this goddamn Epstein class. I don't think that is fair that we call them the billionaire class anymore. I don't think that's sufficient. I don't think that's sufficient. I think we should call them the Epstein class. See, look at me. I almost said the billionaire class. No, the Epstein class. Because the Epstein class has been running around making billions of dollars and doing whatever they want to do with young women and little girls. They've been doing it for a long time. This is not something, see, this is not something that has just began or just started. You have to understand they were doing this with slave little girls. What do you think that the master was doing with the 6 and the 7 and the 8 and the 9-year old girls? What did you think they were doing? I know you don't want me to suggest, but it's like, come on. This has been a running theme with powerful white men for a very long time. And if I'm gonna be honest, if I'm gonna be 100% honest, this is a theme for just powerful men. For just powerful men, this has been a theme. And this is why, me, myself, as a Marxist Leninist, this is why Marxism gets at the root of all of this shit and gets it the fuck out of here. It gets it out of there, bro. But, we've been tolerating this for a very long time. And I'll say this. I will say this one thing. Those right-wing idiots, they were right. They were right. They were right. They were right about this one thing. They were telling us for the longest time, oh my God, there's a cabal. There's all of these rich mother effers that are graping children. The right wing told us that. But you know what the right wing also did? Once it came out and their dear Lord was also in the motherfuckers over 50,000 times, they switched. They swapped sides. They was like, nah. Now you can't indict Trump. Now you can't do nothing to Trump, huh? It's so crazy that Donald Trump ran on this issue. But then he turned and said, oh, man, that's a hoax. Y'all still talking about Epstein? Y'all still talking about that? And then you got Pam Bondi in the goddamn Senate hearing talking about oh, man, Donald Trump has done such a great job. And da-da-da-da-da. No. He actually released the files. No, he didn't release the files. Actually, Congress passed a law to make him release the files. And if he vetoed this shit, he would have looked like a goddamn PDF file. So his hand was actually forced because he didn't want to. He didn't want to release it. So come on, man, stop it. In right-wing fashion, they're still crazy. They're still crazy, y'all. They're still crazy. But they did get this one right. I will give them that. We have to be honest with that. They did get this one right. It just so happened that their Lord and Savior, the orange Cheeto Jesus, was in that motherfucker. He was in there. But let's get to this, man. Because like I say, we can and need to get rid of the Epstein class, but first we have to come together to do it. And when I say we, I don't mean black people. No, I mean us as workers. Because 99.9% of people, 99.99999% of people that live in this country are workers. We're workers, bro. We work. So I just want to show you briefly some of the things that AOC said at this summit in Munich recently in Germany, so you guys can check this out. And then I'm gonna show you what an actual leftist look like, because you know what I've come to notice is that in America we don't know what the left looks like, and partially that's due to the Democratic Party, um, you know, eschewing and holding the left down from actually having a voice, from actually being on ballots to where you can vote. Like, this is where a lot of this comes from, but I'll get into that a little bit later. But first, let's get right into the video. Let's go.
One of the connections and relationships that is under discussed, particularly in the security space, is the fact that I believe we're seeing an economy, across economy around the world, including in the United States, that extreme levels of income inequality lead to social instability and drives, in a sense, in authoritarianism, right-wing populism.
Okay, so at this point, she's stating a fact. She's like, okay, these things contribute to why the outcome is the way that it is. Okay, we agree with you there. Let's go.
Very dangerous domestic internal politics. And that is a direct outcome of not just income inequality, but the failure of democracies over decades to deliver. The failure to deliver higher wages, the failure to...
And see, this is part of my problem, is because she's a part of that class. Now, she's not a part of the Epstein class, but she's a part of that buffer class that allows the Epstein class to continue to do what they do. She's a part of that class. Because, see, I don't know if I want to get into it now or later, but I'll just go ahead and say this. She's not a leftist, bruh. She's a Democrat. And see, here's the thing with the Democrats. So the right, the conservative Republican Party have moved so far to the right. The Republican Party has moved so far to the right to where it causes Democrats to actually, it's a weird phenomenon that it causes them to also move to the right with them. So she's also a part of that class that is enabling these things. And I want to show you guys something just to kind of buttress my point so you can kind of see where I'm coming from. Hold on, let me, damn, I don't know why the fuck I didn't have this queued up. I apologize. But I have it here now. Here, let me, okay, hold on. Okay, here we go, I got it. Okay, I got it. All right, check this out. So I want you guys to listen to this.
Yes, my name is...
Okay, so this is a debate, and a presidential debate, mind you, in 1980. This is a debate in 1980 with Bush and Reagan. Now, I want you to listen very carefully on what they're saying and what their stances are, because this is the Republican Party in 1980. Listen up, let's go.
It's David Grossberg, and I'd like to know, do you think the children of illegal aliens should be allowed to attend Texas public schools free, or do you think that their parents should pay for their education?
All right, so did you hear the question? If not, I'll rewind it. Did you hear the question? If not, I will rewind it. Let's go.
Yes, my name is David Grossberg, and I'd like to know, do you think the children of illegal aliens should be allowed to attend Texas public schools free, or do you think that their parents should pay for their education?
Who are you addressing that to?
I think you're first in this.
He was looking right at you. I said he was. Look, I'd like to see something done about the illegal alien problem that would be so sensitive and so understanding about...
So this is George Bush. This is senior. But let's go.
Labor needs and human needs, that problem wouldn't come up. But today, if those people are here, I would reluctantly say I think they would get whatever it is that they're, what the society is giving to their neighbors.
So this is the Republican Party saying, hey, if we have immigrants in this society and they're here, they're working, they should be able to get whatever they need to continue and prosper just like everybody else. This is what the right wing was saying in 1980. just approximately 45 years ago. So this tells you that the right wing, the Republicans, they've moved so far to the right to where they don't even believe in this anymore. They don't even believe in this anymore. But let's continue.
But the problem has to be solved. The problem has to be solved because as we have kind of made illegal some kinds of labor that I'd like to see legal, we're doing two things. We're creating a whole society of really honorable, decent, family-loving people that are in violation of the law, and secondly, we're exacerbating relations with Mexico. The answer to your question is much more fundamental than whether they attend Houston schools, it seems to me. I don't want to see if they're living here, I don't want to see a whole thing of 6- and 8-year-old kids being made, one totally uneducated and...
Look, he's telling you. He's telling you, if they're living here, I don't want to see them uneducated. I want them to be educated. If these so-called illegal immigrants are here, they use the verbiage illegal aliens. I want to see them educated is what he said. But Donald Trump is telling you that they should be kicked out of the goddamn country. They should be kicked out of the country. This tells you that these so-called Republicans have moved so far to the right, and the Democrats are just courting these people. But let's continue.
Made to feel that they're living with outside the law. Let's address ourselves to the fundamentals. These are good people, strong people. Part of my family is a Mexican.
Look at that. Look at that. Now, let's transpose that to anything Donald Trump would say today. He would say, no, they got to go back. Kristi Noem would say, no, they got to go back. Tom Homan would say, no, they got to go back. They don't care. They don't care. None of this stuff. The Republican Party has moved so far to the right that it's unrecognizable. It's unrecognizable. But let's just go a little bit back. Let's just go. My bad. Let's just go a little bit further. Complete this video and we'll get back to the AOC video.
And I add to that, I think the time has come that the United States and our neighbors, particularly our neighbor to the south, should have a better understanding and a better relationship than we've ever had. And I think that we haven't been sensitive enough to our size and our power. They have a problem of 40 to 50% unemployment. Now, this cannot continue without the possibility arising with regard to that other country that we talked about, of Qube and what it is stirring up, of the possibility of trouble.
Now, so we see right here that there's still this disdain of Cuba, but when they talk about Mexico, he's essentially saying that, hey, there needs to be a way to where we can work this out to where that 40 to 50% of them don't have to live in poverty, even though he's kind of technically lying, because when he did get into power, he actually exacerbated a lot of these situations. But let's go.
Below the border, and we could have a very hostile and strange neighbor on our border. Rather than making them or talking about putting up a fence, why don't we work out some recognition of our mutual problems, make it possible for them to come here legally with a work permit, and then while they're working and earning here, they pay taxes here. And when they want to go back,
you want to know what's so funny about what he just said? They actually do. This is something that we actually implemented, that when illegals come here, they actually do pay taxes. But the Republicans, the right-wing party of the day, says fuck them, fuck their taxes, fuck their money, send them back, because they've been lied to say that these people are taking jobs. It's so crazy that these people are taking jobs, but they're also on welfare, and they're also buying up all of these fucking homes. Who the fuck do you know that's on welfare that's buying up all of these $400,000 and $500,000 homes? How is this even possible? But see, this is what the right wing of today is feeding the stupid white people of the right. And the stupid niggas of the right, too. I just have to add that. But this is what's going on, is that they're feeding their base these lies. How are these people taking up these jobs and they're taking up jobs, they're also on welfare, and they're taking up fucking homes. $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 homes these people are occupying. How? It's not possible.
They can go back and they can cross and open the border both ways by understanding their problems. This is the only safety valve right now they have with that unemployment that probably keeps the lid from blowing off down there. And I think we could have a fine relationship, and it would solve the problem you mentioned also.
Perfect. Okay, so we got that. So now let's go back to AOC. Let's go back to AOC, because the point that I was trying to illuminate is how far the Democrats have went to the right due to the way how the Republicans have went so far to the right. So let's take a listen.
Rate in corporations. You know, the point was just made about antitrust. In the United States, antitrust is such a foundational bedrock value, not just because the ascent of monopolies create the abuse of power in corporations and market power, but there is a level of market concentration and corporate consolidation where a massive company can get so big that its consolidated power can rival that of nation states. And democracies, we have elected leaders.
Yeah, and one of those, two of those companies, just off the top of my head, we could look at Apple and Nvidia, that are just so big, mostly inflated, especially with OpenAI, to where how they're passing back and forth fucking funds, along with Elon Musk and his XAI and all of that bullshit, to where he bought his own fucking company just so the shit wouldn't flounder and fucking die. So capitalism is a joke. It's a lie, but let's continue.
And in massive corporations that then begin to consume the public sector, gobble up the spending, they start to call the shots. And we're starting to see this with some of the billionaire class throwing their weight around in domestic politics and in global politics as well. So it is of utmost urgent priority that we get our economic houses in order and deliver material gains for the working class.
See, now this is the funny part, is that she says this. She says these things, but see, when you dealing with a politician, you can never listen to what they say. You have to look at their voting record. You have to look at their voting record. Why is it that she's totally okay with saying this, and at the same time, she's okay with sending billions of dollars to Israel to where they can drop one ton bunker busting bombs on fucking Palestinians that evaporate these motherfuckers like goddamn nuclear bombs? How is she okay with this by saying, oh man, when we look at our economics, and then at the same time she doesn't even give a fuck about it because ultimately she's a capitalist? Like, none of this, bruh, makes any fucking sense when you look at a voter record. Like, it's let's continue.
Or else we will fall to a more isolated world governed by authoritarians that also do not deliver to working people.
And see, that's the funny part, is because she doesn't deliver to working people. She hasn't delivered to working people when she had the opportunity to actually deliver Medicare for all to the working people. She didn't want to fucking do it. So that's bullshit. It's fake. But here's something else she said in Munich.
Thank you. Thank you. It's funny that you asked this question about Guido, because in many ways I relate to him. I share many aspects of his story. I was first elected when I was in 2018, and I was a waitress in New York City. I had no health insurance. I could not pay my rent. And
She didn't have health insurance. She couldn't pay her fucking rent. So why isn't she fighting for those same things that she didn't have? As an American, why isn't she fighting for those same things that she didn't have? You want to know why? It's because when people have proximity to power, they don't give a fuck about anybody else. They don't care about anybody else. It no longer becomes about. And this is something I was listening to the sister Brianna Joy Gray. She has a great podcast called the Bad Faith Podcast. I'll link it shortly. But she was talking to a sister today, and I forget the sister's name. She's an intellect. But what she said was, when we see all of the things that Zoran Mamdani is doing now, the way how he's capitulating to Kathy Hochul. Excuse me, I said Kathy Hochul. I meant Kathy Hochul. The way how he's capitulating left and right to Kathy Hochul, it's fucking disgusting. Peace, what's going on, Cuban Crisis? He says Israel and America is joined at the hip. Yes, unfortunately. But when we see Zoran, like you said, joined at the hip with Kathy Hochul, and you know, niggas was telling me, oh, man, you know, Zoran just got, universal pre-K. I was like, yo, that's dope. Okay, cool. Damn, that's what's up. But then now you're going to back her? Well, why the fuck would you back her to run again, to win again, and she ain't giving you nothing else? Not only are you backing her, you have to back all of her fuck-ass policies that you claim that you don't fuck with. Like, this shit is crazy. Like, these people want to play politics in a fucking vacuum, and they expect it to be some shit like, hey, when I go there, I'm going to make change. But then they realize, well, shit, hold on. I'm still tethered to the fucking Democratic Party. Yes, you're tethered to the Democratic Party. But if you had been elected in the Green Party situation, you wouldn't have to tether yourself to these people. You can say, no, I disagree, and I'm not going to agree with this shit that you're talking about. And it would be okay. It would be totally okay. But what Brianna Joy Gray said, she was like, yo, Zoran doesn't belong to us anymore. The moment he got voted in, he no longer belonged to us. For the simple fact that when he ran as a Democrat. Now he belongs to the Democratic Party, and we can't do anything no more. And that's true. And this happens way too often to where you will vote someone in to where you vote them in because they stand on your values and the things that you profess, the things that you want to live. And they echo those things. But what happens is when they actually get into office, they revert back. They do the same shit that AOC did. AOC did the exact same fucking shit in 2020. You mean to tell me during 2020 we had a fucking world pandemic? You mean to tell me we had a world pandemic and this was the time? If this wasn't the time to give everybody fucking health care, to get universal health care for everybody, if this wasn't the time, what other time is there? She had the opportunity to bring what's her name to the floor. Didn't fucking do it. So this shows you who these people are in a nutshell. It shows you who these people are. They truly don't give a fuck. So when they sit here and they sit on the microphone and they sound really cool, like they want to do this and do that, they're not fucking doing none of this shit. And the reason why is because we have this fucking duopoly. Once you're enveloped into that duopoly, you have to then ingratiate and then subsequently emaciate your fucking self to even be a part of this shit. How the fuck can you even be a part of this goddamn group knowing what the fuck they're doing? How can you vote party line with the shit that they're doing? It's disgusting to me. But let's continue.
And I consistently saw a party that championed special interests.
That's bullshit. You ain't seen no fucking party that was champion special interest. You seen a fucking party headed up by goddamn Biden and Kamala Harris that said we're gonna drop down 1-ton fucking bombs that were basically nuclear fucking bombs on goddamn Palestinians. That's what the fuck you saw. You didn't see them champion a motherfucking thing. And they sit here and they lie to you. They sit here and they lie to you and tell you this shit. Try to get you energized. And these motherfucking liberals will sit there and be like, go ahead, sis. Go ahead, queen. Bullshit. And see, due to our duopoly, to where it's looked at as left-right, it's looked at as left-right, you would look at this motherfucker and the right wing would tell you that this person is a leftist. This is not a fucking leftist. The Democrats are not leftists. They're center to center right. And some of them may lean to the left. Some of them may lean to the left, like Bernie and others. And like Bernie and Summer Lee. Some of them may lean to the left, but they're not leftists. Stop the goddamn games. You know, see, people talk about this all the time. Well, not about this specifically, but they say things like, man, we should have, I wish they would have taught this to me in high school. I wish they would have taught that to me in high school. You know why they don't teach you the left-right politics in America? It's because both parties are essentially the fucking same, bro. They're essentially the same. You have your right wing that are staunch, they're there, and that's it. And we know where they stand. But when it comes to the Democrats, what you actually have is you have a few people that may lean to the left, but the majority of these people are centrists. Obama was not a fucking leftist. He was a goddamn centrist. This is why they would never teach you about who these people are, what their politics actually are. But you just go and you just go to the goddamn shit and just pull your lever for these people. Just pull the lever, fuck it. And hoping something is gonna kind of work out. No. You have to hold on to that vote. Don't give these motherfuckers your goddamn vote. No. Educate yourself. What is a liberal? What the fuck is leftist? What is right wing? What's conservative? Make yourself aware of what these things are. Because these people know who they are. You just don't know who they are. You have no idea what these people are. Because listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, and you have to understand this. If we lived in Europe to where they got about 50 different parties, we would understand where people stand. We would understand where people stand. But in America, we have two parties. So, of course, you're going to have people that run under the banner of Democrat that are actually not even left-leaning. So the truth of the matter is we don't actually have an opposition party. Because in politics, you're supposed to have oppositions. But in America, we don't have an opposition party. We have the right wing, we have the center, and we have the center right. Not opposition whatsoever. Because every single time you hear these motherfuckers talk, what do they talk about? Oh, the middle class, the middle class, the middle class, the middle class. Hey, listen. One for all and all for one. Fuck the middle class. Nigga, the working poor. What about the working poor? Have you ever heard any of these motherfuckers talk about the working poor? When the working poor it actually makes up 55 fucking % of all workers in America is the working poor. Why the fuck are they in this thing to where they're trying to, we got to uplift and try to regrow the middle class? Fuck the middle class, nigga. That shit is dead. Neoliberalism has hollowed out and killed the fucking middle class. That shit is dead. The only thing left is the goddamn working poor. Why is it that all of these motherfuckers never talk about the working poor? It's always, the middle class, the middle class, the middle class. Nigga, the middle class doesn't, it does exist, but it barely fucking exists. It barely exists. It barely exists. But they never talk about the fucking working poor. Nigga, you, nigga, me, we are part of the fucking working poor. 55 to 60% of American people right now, we are a part of the working poor. We're not being represented. These motherfuckers are going to try to fight for some goddamn class that doesn't even fucking exist barely. But they give you this carrot on a stick to try to tell you, oh, you could be a part of the middle class. You could be a part of the middle class. No, the fuck you can't. No, you can't. 90% of fucking stocks, pay attention. 90% of all stocks are owned by the top 10%. What the fuck do you think? Nigga, you think you about to get rich using stocks? When 90% are owned by the top 10%? Which within that top 10% are these same goddamn millionaires and billionaires, which are the owners, the CEOs, the CFOs, the CIOs. These are the motherfuckers. This is why they have stock buybacks. What the fuck are you talking about? Nigga, you're not finna get rich in America. You better be trying to fend for self. And fend for self means fending for people that are actually just like you. And here's my plea to white people. Here's my plea to white people. You better wake the fuck up. You better wake the fuck up, white people. Because these motherfuckers are telling you that there's a middle class that you can be incorporated into when the shit fucking doesn't exist for you. They're extracting every fucking single solitary thing that they can take from you every single day. From your cell phone data, from the data that you use to order DoorDash, from your Uber, everything. They're extracting every fucking thing from you, and they're selling this shit to make more fucking money. It doesn't exist. Wake the hell up. But it's okay. Shit. You could be a white motherfucker in this society and don't wake up. All it's going to turn you into is just a fucking white nationalist, because you're going to wake up one day and then everybody, well, not everybody, but the majority of people in this country going to be brown. They're going to be brown. And that's going to make you really fucking mad. That's going to make you really mad. But at that time, you won't be able to do a goddamn thing. White people are complaining, oh, we losing our culture, Bad Bunny. Yo, nigga, it's pretty much over. White people are not fucking, they're not having children. All of this shit is going by the wayside. Why? White people will tell you, I don't have enough money to bring no goddamn child into this world. Unfortunately, us black and brown people, we be on some fucking type shit, nigga. We gonna try to make it work. What's going on, Sister Laria? Peace to you. I'm so glad you were able to tune in. I gotta taper down my cursing. I gotta taper it down. But yeah, this is what it is, and white people have to. Oh man, he go Corey. I'm proud of this rant. I can't be ranting like that, man. But yo, it's real, bro. It's so real. But let me get back into it and say this. White people have to understand, man. These things are being taken from you guys too. These things are being taken from you guys. And the quicker you understand this, the quicker we can try to get past the racism. We can get to where we need to be as a people. But check this out. I wanted to play this video. It's 10 minutes long, but I promise you, bro, every fucking bar in this video, you're going to agree with. Every bar. Every single bar. Yes, I'm going to pause it intermittently, but check it out.
My name is Will Lehman. I work at Mack Trucks in Macungie, Pennsylvania, and I will be running for president of the United Auto Workers in the 2026 election.
So this is Will Lehman. He's running for the UAW. And he's putting a statement out there, bro. Yeah, I appreciate that, Corey, man. Definitely. It's been a minute since you've been over, man. I'll drop the link in a minute if you want to come through. But I want you guys to listen to this, man, because, you know, as I castigate and say things about white people, black people, and others, people are waking up. people are waking up to the neoliberalism, the capitalism, and how things are actually operating and affecting us day to day. So check this out.
The purpose of this campaign is to spearhead a fundamental change in the organization, program, and strategy of the UAW. First, to end the dictatorship of the Solidarity House bureaucracy.
Well, hold on, my bad. Let me say this real quick. The reason why I'm showing this transposely to what I showed with AOC is to show you what the left actually sounds like. Because AOC can purport or play around like she's on the left, but I want to play you somebody that's actually on the left, and this is what the left actually sounds like. It doesn't sound like no bullshit fucking Democrat. It doesn't sound like no centrist or center-right Democrat. This is what the fuck it sounds like. Let's go.
Over the union, purge the UAW of hundreds of parasitic union bureaucrats, promote the creation of a network of rank-and-file committees, and transfer power and decision-making from the pro-corporate union apparatus to workers on the shop floor. Second, to end the collaboration of the UAW with the corporations and reestablish the needs of the rank-and-file, not corporate profitability, as the purpose of the union. 45 years of pro-corporate policies must be replaced with a strategy of class struggle.
Facts. Has to be class struggle. And that's a fact, Corey. They paint her as left, but she's just a fucking other establishment dem. And we got to be fucking ridiculous if we still voting for especially corporate fucking Democrats or establishment dems 2026. But check this out.
Wages must be raised for all workers, including auto workers, healthcare workers, academic workers, and others in the UAW, to fully recover the losses caused by past concessions and raging inflation. Retirees must be assured of their economic security.
Yo, listen, I want y'all to listen because these are the things. He's not requesting these things. This is not a request. He's not asking. He's demanding these things. So if you are a part of the UAW or we're a part of the UAW, he's telling you, yo, your pay needs to go up right along with inflation. Listen, to hell with the CEO getting millions of dollars in stock buybacks and all of that. To hell with that. We don't care about none of that no more. He's telling you.
The UAW must adopt a zero layoff policy and demand job security for all workers. Health insurance that covers all medical needs for workers must be provided at the company's expense.
Boom, at the company's expense. No games. No games. The union shouldn't have to dig into their war chests to help their fucking workers. Hell no. It has to come from the goddamn establishment. It has to come from the business, the company per se.
Job safety must be enforced by establishing rank-and-file control over working conditions and production standards.
That's game over right there. Rank and file, nigga. Rank and file. And he says something at the very end that it just got me, but y'all gonna have to wait, but let's go.
The historic demand for a 30-hour week with no loss of pay.
Boom, a 30-hour fucking work week. And a 30-hour work week, and we want you to pay us for 40. Because see, here's the thing. They can actually do it, they just don't want to do it. Due to profits and all of that shit. They could actually have you work 30 hours, but they don't want to risk the profit. So he's like, fuck this shit. He's tired. I'm tired. In the moment that, listen, man, if this dude gets in office of this union and changes this shit, it's going to be a domino effect. You're going to have niggas at McDonald's and Burger King unionizing.
Must be reasserted. Overtime must be voluntary and compensated with triple the normal wage rate.
3 times overtime pay? Do you know how many times when I was a kid, when I used to work at Walmart, to where if I was working on goddamn Thanksgiving, I got time and a half? This nigga said, fuck that, nigga. If it's finna be overtime, it got to be 3 times the pay. Because you getting me out of my element. You want me to come out. Okay, so if you want me to come out, nigga, we got to get paid 3 times the fucking pay. And if you get froggy, nigga, we may do 4 times. If you really want to holler and you really want to fucking play. Don't act stupid, nigga. The workers run this shit. Let niggas stop working tomorrow and see how many cars is pressed. He's on his shit.
Great. Third, to repudiate the reactionary chauvinism of the UAW bureaucracy. Workers have nothing to gain from a trade war, which amounts to a struggle among capitalists for control of markets and a greater share of profits gained through the exploitation of the working class. What we need is an international strategy based on the unified struggle of American, Canadian, and Mexican workers.
That's it. United States, Canada, and America. That's what the fuck it is. Listen, this is what they told us back in 1994, 1995, what NAFTA was supposed to be. Y'all remember NAFTA? And then in 2017, Trump came and he created a new thing. This is supposedly what NAFTA was supposed to be. To where it was supposed to be trickle down economics. But they lied to you, nigga. Well, excuse me. They lied to our parents because I wasn't working in 1995. But they lied to our parents. And then now we have to deal with this shit now that we're workers. He's like, fuck that. I'm taking it back and I'm reclaiming it.
Against the transnational corporations. The union must oppose the vicious persecution of immigrant workers who are our class brothers and sisters. Members of this union must understand that without the concentrated, multi-ethnic immigrant and first-generation workforce in the auto industry, and their traditions of solidarity and resistance, the industrial confrontations of the mid-1930s that birthed the U.S.
Right, nigga. That's right. This is how it should be. 1937, they had a sit-down strike. The new nigga that they brought in here, the new dude that they brought in, I forget his name, Fair, whatever, Fane, whatever they brought. He brought a stand-up strike. 1937 in Flint, Michigan, they had a sit-down strike. Fane came last year or 2 years ago, brought a stand-up strike. Nigga, we ain't standing up. The fuck is you talking about stand up? Nigga, you better go get some scabs to do this shit, because I ain't doing it. Go get them scabs. And watch how many of them have transmissions fall on their goddamn head and all that shit, and you got to shut this shit down. No, hell no. We ain't doing no goddamn stand-up strike. Fane tried to do a stand-up strike. We gonna strike in silence, but we still gonna work. Fuck that, nigga. We ain't working. It ain't a strike. Nigga, if we in the goddamn union, we supposed to have a war chest. We're supposed to have a war chest. But see, what has happened is the goddamn unions, they done cozied up to the goddamn CEOs and the goddamn capitalists to where these motherfuckers, the unions are telling you to go the wrong goddamn way. They telling you to go the wrong goddamn way. And then on top of that, the fucking unions don't even want to use that war chest to pay niggas to even when they strike. Why? It's because of the fucking bureaucracy. They done built up all of this shit, man. Break that shit and tear that shit fucking down. Tear up the motherfucking bureaucracy. You gotta go see a nigga to see a nigga to see a nigga to see a nigga to talk to the man? Why the fuck this gotta be the case? Hell no. You right, Kalim. The fucking unions are weak now because the unions have bit their fucking back. Due to all of these fucking laws that the government and the state has put through, they've bit their fucking back to the goddamn corporations. They've bit their back. Why the hell should I have to talk to the man, to talk to the man, to talk to the man? I should be able to go right now to my local union leader, have a goddamn conversation with him. I should be able to have a conversation with him. And that conversation should be heard. And it should be fucking reverberated. Everybody goes through this. The auto workers, the linemen. This is a problem with all of these unions. It's a huge problem with the damn linemen. They want the linemen to come in there making a little bit of fucking nothing. No, fuck it, we strike. But then when we strike, you want to tell us there's nothing in the fucking war chest. What you mean there's nothing in the fucking war chest? Nigga, that's the reason. This is how we get our shit. But there's nothing in the war chest? You holding on to that shit? Nigga, no, you take that fucking shit, nigga, when we paying our fucking dues every goddamn month. You hold on to that shit. And when we need to strike to get what the fuck we need, nigga, you pay our fucking rent. You pay our fucking insurance. You pay that shit. Till we can get whatever the hell we need to get. Corey say, not the bureaucracy, but the oligarchy. Nah, bruh. The bureaucracy is the highway to the oligarchy. So I get what you're saying, that it is an oligarchy, but the bureaucracy is the highway to it. Because listen to how he break this down, and you're going to understand what I'm saying. I promise you. I see what you're saying, but watch how he breaks this down. I promise you. Watch how he breaks this down.
UAW would not have taken the same mass militant form.
Hold on. He says it's plenty in the war chest because they pay dues to the war chest. That's the real fucked up part. No, the real fucked up part is that the unions don't want to use the war chest. Is because the unions are now in lieu with the fucking CEOs in the company. They're now in lieu with them. This is what's going on. So I get what you're saying, but watch this shit how you break it down. Just watch it for a second. You're gonna hear it.
Nor achieve such rapid victories. Fourth, to mobilize the full and potential industrial and economic power of the union membership to defend the democratic rights and oppose war. This is not a normal election because these are not normal times. Across the country, workers in the UAW and throughout industry face a wave of mass layoffs driven by automation, speed up, and unsafe conditions. At the same time, the financial oligarchy is responding to growing anger and resistance with violence, war, attacks on basic democratic rights, and the effort to impose a police state dictatorship. ICE agents roam our cities with a license to kill. In Minneapolis, Renee Good, a mother of 3, and union brother Alex Preddy have been murdered. Trump, the frontman for Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and other billionaires, is determined to set up an American version of Hitler's Third Reich. We as workers must collectively organize in defense of our social and democratic rights, including the right to a decent standard of living, secure jobs, and safe working conditions. Workers are being maimed and killed on the job as corporations drive speed up, cut safety, and treat human life as disposable. The death of Ronald Adams Sr., crushed while performing maintenance work at Stellantis.
Right. So this is one of the things that I saw that hurt me the most. Hey, hit the like button if you're watching, if you're enjoying the stream. If not, but whatever. But yeah, because see, these things are happening, bro, to where people are losing their lives on these jobs. They're getting hurt. People are losing their hands, legs, all of these things on these fucking jobs. And they're getting settlements, and they're being told to just go into the shadows. And it's like, fuck that, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
This engine plant stands as a brutal indictment of a system that sacrifices workers for profit. We cannot defend our lives and livelihoods while we are bound hand and foot.
Look at that right there, bro. Dude had a huge family. Huge family that loved him. And he's holding what looks like one of his grandbabies. And he lost his life, bro. This shit is not fucking fair, bro. It's not fair. Because what these companies are trying to do is they're trying to keep up with Tesla. They're trying to keep up with BYD and other companies, Xiaomi in China and things like that. They're trying to keep up, but they're risking niggas' lives. And I take that back, not just niggas, but just people for real. They're risking people's lives. They don't give a fuck.
We cannot defend our lives and livelihoods while we are bound hand and foot by a union apparatus that works against us at every turn. As it is presently constituted, the UAW is a union in name only. It functions to isolate us, discipline us, and protect the interests of
Oh my God, bro. You just said something so crazy, bro. You just said something so crazy.
Mr. McKinney 574 says, when I first started my career, corporations used to be scared to death of OSHA, but I haven't seen OSHA come out on a job site in 10 years.
You want to know what's so crazy about that, bro? Is I remember when I used to work construction, right? This was back in the very early 2000s. Niggas used to be scared to death of OSHA. OSHA would come through and shut down the whole job site. OSHA would come through, shut down the whole fucking job site, and foremen was so afraid of that shit. They was so afraid of OSHA. Now, these motherfuckers ain't even afraid of that shit no more. Niggas ain't even afraid of OSHA like that no more, bro. They just like, all right, whatever, shit. Didn't OSHA go to like a score system? If I'm not mistaken, you'll know better than me because I think Corey, I think you're still in the field. But didn't OSHA go to a scoring system to where now they can't just shut it down if you don't get a certain score? Like if you don't get a certain score, they can't shut it down. But if you like meet a certain score, you can keep your shit open. You can keep your job site open. Is that right, Corey? I don't want to say nothing incorrect, but I think that's what they went to. Is a scoring system. But yeah, I remember that shit.
Of a privileged bureaucracy that is in.
Whoa. Kalim says most jobs are union. No, the fuck they're not, bro. Most jobs are not union. Most jobs are not union. I will tell you one thing about most jobs. Most jobs have anti-union propaganda. I'll tell you that. Most jobs have anti-union propaganda. Corey says if it used to be able to affect whether big-time corporations score in the S&P 500. Okay, well, maybe that's what it is.
In bed with the companies and the government. Consider some facts. The UAW holds $1.1 billion in assets.
See, and this is my thing. This is just the UAW. This is just one fucking union. The United Auto Workers. This is one union. They got 1.1 fucking billion. Watch you break this shit down. Just listen.
According to the union's most recent financial disclosure, the International employs around 1,000 people. Of those, nearly 470 take home over $100,000 a year. UAW President Shawn Fain is paid $270,000.
Yeah, that's his name, Shawn Fain. What did I say? Fawn? Fair? I forget what I said. Yeah, Shawn Fain.
Secretary-Treasurer Margaret Mock makes $247,000. The three vice presidents average $235,000 each, and the 9 regional directors average $220,000. These officials sit in the top 5% of income earners in the United States. They are not subject to the same economic shocks we face. The regional
Yo, can y'all hear me? Yeah, what I was saying is $270,000. That's a lot of fucking money, bro. That's a lot of money for a motherfucker who ain't doing no fucking work at all. That maybe 30 days out of the fucking year that they could potentially be fucking working. Like that's similar to our senators and House reps that just only work like maybe 100 days out of the fucking year. $270,000, that's a lot of fucking money for a nigga to hold a gavel to say, yes, you're gonna get something, or no, you're not gonna get something. That's a lot of fucking money for these people. No, you know what? These people that hold this type of fucking power, that only work 30, maybe 40 days out of the year, possibly 60, these are the motherfuckers that should be driving for DoorDash or should be driving for Instacart or whatever the fuck. These are the people, because they don't do no fucking work. But these motherfuckers get paid all of these hundreds of thousands of fucking dollars, and they don't actually do the goddamn work. And like the brother said, it's us on the floor that are actually doing the work that live paycheck to paycheck. But let's get to it.
A director making $220,000 doesn't have to worry about how to pay rent, buy groceries, or whether their job might be eliminated tomorrow. The 3 vice presidents averaged $235,000 each, and the 9 regional directors averaged $220,000. These officials sit in the top 5% of income earners in the United States.
These people sit in the top 5% of earners of the United States of America by not doing a fucking thing. And we're supposed to say that. So let's say I make $50,000. Are they doing 5 times more fucking work than me? No, they're not. Not saying that that's the litmus test. Not saying that. But it's like, come on, bro. We have to look at this shit. They're not. I could sit in that fucking spot and decide, you know what? Nah. They shouldn't get this, or these people shouldn't get that. Or, you know what? Yeah, maybe these people should get that. I can sit in that fucking position. Anybody can sit in that fucking position and make fucking decrees. Anybody can do it. So the question is it worth it? It's fucking not. And this is the question about the bureaucracy. But all of these people, should they be fucking making this money with what they have on their plate? The answer is no.
Are not subject to the same economic shocks we face. The regional director,
especially when you go on to listen to what he said. That they don't have to listen. These people that are making $240,000, $250,000 a year, they don't have to deal with the people on the shop floor, to where these people are living paycheck to paycheck, or their son or their daughter got sick and they can't pay for this or can't pay for that. These motherfuckers don't have to worry about that shit. But the people that are making these motherfucking cars in the UAW, these are the motherfuckers that have to deal with this shit. Bro, if you're making $250,000 a year, you can get any kind of care you fucking need, and you're going to leapfrog anybody who doesn't have the money to get the care in America. You're going to leapfrog these people. Because you will put up 3 to 4 years salaries to make sure your wife or your son that may have a particular type of cancer don't fucking die. But let it be one of these niggas that's on the shop floor. These niggas can't do that. They can't do that shit. And why is it? It's because they're not being paid a fucking enough. Let's go.
Director making $220,000 doesn't have to worry about how to pay rent, buy groceries, or whether their job might be eliminated tomorrow.
Right. They don't have to deal with if their job is going to be eliminated by AI, or some shit is going to fucking get rid of them, or maybe the company's going to downsize. No, they don't have to deal with that shit. These are the motherfuckers that are cutting jobs. These are the ones that are making decisions based on their shareholders. These are the people that are cutting the fucking jobs for niggas like me and you. We can't simp for these motherfuckers. Fuck these people. They're the ones that says, damn, where can we cut the fat at because we need to make more money? Okay, well, let's cut this out. Let's cut that out. Let's cut this department out. This is what these people are doing. I could do that. I could do that for $250 fucking thousand. Anybody could do that for $250 fucking $1,000 a year. Anybody could do that. So why are they being paid this amount of money? Come on, give me a break.
Then
Let's
there are
go.
the 500 to 600 international representatives, the enforcement arm of Solidarity House. They make between $140,000 and $160,000 a year and function as high-paid industrial police. They enforce the decisions of the top leadership and work to silence rank-and-file dissent. In total, these representatives consume $90 to $100 million in payroll every year. That's what the apparatus.
These fucking, bro, do you see this shit? This bureaucracy is so fucking bloated and inflated that this is where your dues are going to. Your dues are going to paying these fucking people $90 to $100 million a year, and then when you want to get into your fucking war chest and you like, yo, we want to strike, they're telling you, no, we don't have enough money for you to strike. Well, why the fuck you ain't got enough money for us to strike? How do you not have enough money for us to strike when we're paying our fucking dues every goddamn month? It's because you've bloated this shit with fucking bureaucracy, with these fucking bureaucrats. Get them the fuck out of here. Get them the fuck out of there. Let them go work somewhere else. Maybe in another sector or whatever. Why the fuck are we paying these people that are not doing anything for us? This is what he's saying.
Apparatus is defending. Not us, not our jobs, not our safety, but its own income stream. That income is drawn from the union's $1.1 billion war chest. Nearly $800 million is invested in stocks, bonds, and mutual funds.
Look at that. $800 fucking million. $800 fucking million is invested. Now, is that money going back to the people that are in these fucking unions? No. This money ain't going back to those people. This money isn't going back to these people. See, this is what makes these motherfuckers that say, you have a right to work and all of this shit. Oh, you got a right to work. This is why they say this shit. It's because you have these motherfuckers that are not actually putting the money where the fuck it needs to be. They're investing this shit, but you can't fucking touch it. You mean to tell me, bro, if we need to strike, you've invested $800 fucking million, nigga, sell them fucking stocks so you can pay for my housing, my health care, all of this shit, because nigga, we striking. Pay for that shit. Sell that shit so we can get the bread. Nope, they will not sell it. They will not sell it. They will not sell the shit. Because at that point, they no longer work for you. They're now a part of the fucking capitalist class.
Speculating on Wall Street while workers live paycheck to paycheck. Another $150 million is tied up in Treasury securities. And
Bullshit,
another $150
garbage.
million is in real estate, including Solidarity House and luxury.
Why the fuck? Answer me this question. Why does the UAW have $150 million invested into fucking real estate? Why is that? Do they want their workers to where maybe if they get fired to where maybe they can get homes? No. These motherfuckers are in bed with the fucking capitalists. They're in bed with the goddamn capitalists. That's the money that they've invested, all of the homes that they've purchased. Bro, that's not for you to live in. It's not for you to live in if you work for these unions. This shit is crazy, bro. What the fuck is going on? You mean to tell me these motherfuckers have invested, the UAW has invested $150 million in real estate? What about the war chest? The strike fund? You motherfuckers took that shit and invested all of this shit, but you don't want to give it to the people when they actually strike? You mean to tell me when the people actually fucking strike and I lose my fucking home from striking, I can't get one of them fucking homes? Which you own $150 million worth of? I can't get one of those homes? Are you kidding me? I can't get one of those homes? This is the problem.
Resort properties. Even the strike fund is run as an investment scheme. It generates interest for the bureaucracy, not resources for the workers to fight back. This is a business model, and the workers are not the beneficiaries. In 2022, I ran for UAW president to give a voice to the rank and file. What happened in that election was a blatant suppression of democratic rights. Over 90% of UAW members didn't vote because the leadership did everything it could to keep workers uninformed and out of the process. Sean Fain came to power promising reform. But what have we gotten? Layoffs, concessions, the stand-up strike that left most workers on the job, and now the revelation of more corruption. The truth is, this bureaucracy can't be reformed. It must be abolished. The union parasites who collaborate with management and the state must be removed, and the resources of the union must be taken out of their hands and placed under the democratic control of the rank and file.
This is my thing, bro, because, people in America would love to think that we live in a democracy. No, the fuck we don't. We don't even have a democracy in our fucking workplace. We don't even get to choose who runs the shit. We don't even have a democracy in our workplace. What the fuck made you think that we're going to have a democracy in our presidency? In the general election. Like, it's just so crazy, but let's go.
That's what this campaign is about. Not about getting me into some cushy office at Solidarity House. I'm not going to be moving there. I will stay on the shop floor.
And see, that's what did it for me. That right there did it for me. He said, yo, fuck all of that other shit. I'm not going to sit in some cushy position. I'm staying on the motherfucking shop floor. I'm still going to turn a wrench. I'm still here. That shit did it for me, bro. If that don't energize you, I don't know what's going to energize you motherfuckers. He said, yo, don't put me in no cushy position because I don't want to reform that shit. I want to abolish it. I want to get rid of that shit. Because I can also get rid of this fucking position and still work my fucking job. Because all too often, the way how they look at socialists, the way how they look at communists, they say, oh, you niggas don't want to work. You just want shit for free. No, he's telling you right now, he don't want shit for free. He wants to work. He wants to continue to work. But he wants you motherfuckers out of here. That's okay with the fucking bureaucracy, the way how they're doing and stealing and taking from the actual people. He said, yo, I'm still going to be on the shop floor, bro. Don't hire me to try to sit at some fucking cushy job. Yeah, I want to make decisions, but I'm going to make these fucking decisions from the point of view of a shop worker. God damn. When the fuck are we going to wake up?
The aim of this campaign is not to replace one official with another. It must be taken out of their hands and placed under the democratic control of the rank and file. That's what this campaign is about. Not about getting me into some cushy office at Solidarity House. I'm not going to be moving there. I will stay on the shop floor.
Nigga, fuck that cushy ass job bullshit. I want to stay on the floor with the rank and file niggas. I want to stay on the floor with the rank and files. I want to turn my wrench. I want to be with y'all. This is what the fuck it's about. It's about the workers. It's not about the fucking millionaires and billionaires that we don't ever get a chance to fucking see. Fuck them. It's about the niggas that I stand next to every fucking day that turn that goddamn wrench. It's about them. This is the shit that I love. This is the shit that I respect.
The aim of this campaign is not to replace one official with another, but to abolish the bureaucracy and transfer power to the rank and file. We as workers have enormous power. Without us, nothing moves.
Nothing fucking moves. Without us, nothing moves. And this is what he understands, but what too many people don't understand. Because they're like, damn, how I'm going to pay my rent? How I'm going to do this? This is why we got a fucking war chest. This is why we got a war chest, why you pay those $3-4 a fucking month. This is why when you pay those $3-4 a month, that half of that money goes into a fucking war chest. To where it sits there. To where if these motherfuckers ever get aggy, we got some shit to where, hey, look, we ain't fucking coming to work tomorrow and we ain't goddamn working. And we have enough money in our war chest to where we can chill. We ain't got to go to fucking work. Until you want to work with us, we ain't going to fucking work. Fuck you. But what happens so many times, especially in a lot of places that don't have this ability, don't have unions, they can't do it. So many times we ask people like, hey, man, just stop going to work tomorrow. No, it's not possible for a lot of people not just to go to work tomorrow. A lot of people can't do that shit. If you work at McDonald's or Burger King, you can't just not go to work tomorrow, nigga. You gonna get fired because guess what? All of these other stupid motherfuckers, they gonna show up. But if you had a war chest, to where you was paying into of like $3-4 a fucking month, and everybody was paying $3-4 a fucking month, and that bitch got to the point to where you can say, yo, I'm not coming in tomorrow until what's the minimum wage? $7.25? No, fuck that. We've looked at the numbers. In order to live in this part of the country, wherever the fuck we at, we need $25 an hour. We need $25 an hour. Until we get that, we're not coming back to work. And you take that war chest and you pay for their rent. You pay for their lights. You do all of these things so they don't have to fucking go to work. And you stand on that fucking picket line. So when they get these fucking scabs, and you tell these motherfuckers, look at what they did to me. They're going to do the same thing to you. Why the fuck would you take your ass in there and go to work for them? When they doing this to me, they doing this to us. This is what the hell you say to these people. But we don't do it. You want to know why we don't do it? Because we're so fucking scared. Not only that, is that also they've taken that fucking thing away from us. They've taken that power. I never forget this shit. I never forget the first time I ever heard anti so I was what was I? I was probably like 22, 21. And I was working at Walmart. And these motherfuckers, bro, they had a whole video. Because you know when you go to a job, they have you watch videos and shit. They had this whole video to tell you about, hey, if a person is trying to strike on a job, don't do that, or da-da-da-da. And then they try to tell you all of the negative things about it. Well, if you strike on your job, you won't be able to work. You won't be able to, pay for your bills and then this and this and this and that. But they never tell you the real shit about it. Yo, this was like 2000, I don't know, like 4. Yeah, 2004 or 5 or some shit. Like one of my first jobs ever. And I was like, damn, these motherfuckers is, what the fuck? But I ain't think nothing about it. I was just like, shit, whatever. Let me just work my job and just get my shit. But that was the problem. Because I was just so fucking stupid. I didn't fucking identify the shit. If I could go back now, I would be one of them niggas that would be trying to, ring the fucking bell like, yo, we need a goddamn union in this bitch. And Walmart, bitch, we need a union. We're getting fucked. Look how we getting fucked. Look how we getting fucked. I will be telling niggas, yo, we need a union. But see, the crazy part about it, that shit is that even when you get a union, the corpos, they're so fucking mischievous, is that they're fucking over the niggas that's running the goddamn unions. They're fucking them niggas over. To where they're telling you, like, no, don't do nothing. Just take your ass back to work. Just take your ass. What? Crazy. Fucking insane.
Machines don't run, the trucks don't ship, the profits don't flow. But we have to use that power consciously, and that means getting organized. This campaign will fight to spearhead the building of rank-and-file committees in every plant, warehouse, and workplace. Independent democratic organizations of workers that take decision-making power into our own hands. These committees will coordinate action, link up across job sites and industries, and prepare the basis for a real counteroffensive of the working class. I am running as a socialist and an internationalist. Socialism means a society run by the working class.
And see, that's another thing too, man, is that we don't understand what the fuck socialism is, bro. Like, American people just don't know what the fuck socialism. Like, I'm a communist, but we don't even know what the fuck some of these base terms actually fucking means, bro. Like, we don't even know what these base terms mean. Like, so a leftist can never be this motherfucker right here. She can never be a fucking leftist. She can never be a fucking leftist, bruh. And, like, this is the crazy part when it comes to American politics, is because we look at things in America left and right. So you have Donald Trump say, oh, man, the radical left. But these people are not really even fucking leftists at all. Like, a lot of these motherfuckers agree with a lot of the shit that Donald Trump even talking about. Like, a lot of these Democrats are fucking centrist, borderline centrist. You know, like, don't get me wrong. Like, you have people like Summer Lee, and I love Summer Lee. You know, she's one of those sisters. Well, She is bourgeois. I'll give you that. She is bourgeois, but at the same time, she's like a petty bourgeoisie. But she does have ideas that she agree with the left. But at the same time, it's like, yo, like, she's not a leftist. At the end of the day, she's not a leftist, because being a Democrat and being a leftist, like, those things are impossible to be at the same time. Like, you can't be a fucking Democrat. So this whole new thing that they got now that they're running up under is a democratic socialist. Like, this the type of shit that they're running up under now, because they saw Zohran Mamdani win this shit. So now they're like, oh, I'm a democratic socialist. But they're running under that shit because they understand that the American people are too fucking stupid and doesn't even understand what the fuck a democratic socialist is. A democratic socialist is just a fucking right-wing idiot. Like, that's just all the fuck it is, with a social safety net. Like a democratic socialist is just a capitalist that wants social safety nets. Like, that's really all the fuck it is, bro. Like, I don't know how to say it any more plain than that. A democratic socialist is just a fucking capitalist that wants fucking, like, that's it. So they saw Zohran Mamdani win on that shit. Now we're starting to see all of these democratic socialists pop up. We got some nigga in Florida. We got some female in North Carolina, the state that I live in. I'm just like, yo, like this is the new wave. Like it's always like these waves to where these motherfuckers come through, but none of them, if you notice, they never commit to actually being leftist. They never actually commit to being leftist, and this is partially why Bernie lost the fucking presidency, because it was like, nah, he's not electable. Bernie wasn't electable because he had too many of his positions were left wing. Because the truth of the matter is, a lot of these motherfuckers, white motherfuckers, stupid, idiot, black motherfuckers, they really don't like. They really don't want to fuck with actual left policies. They're okay with being moderates, which who the fuck even knows what the fuck a moderate mean? I don't. To be honest with you, I don't even know what the fuck a moderate mean. I don't think nobody knows what that means. But this is what it's become too much to where like we have to court the moderates. The Democrats are like we have to court these moderates to try to get them to turn over to where they can come to Democrats. But us leftists, we don't actually have a party. Like leftists actually don't have a fucking party. Like there's nowhere for us. Like there's nowhere for us to go. Like this is why, the Democrats, fight tooth and nail to try to keep us off of the ballot and shit like that, because these motherfuckers, they don't want to do anything for the people. Whereas the leftists, we actually want to do shit for people. Like especially during the last election, and we can go back to the 2020 election, we had people asking like, oh man, because Jill Stein ran, and people were like, yeah, well, what's gonna happen when you have the House and the Senate and there's nobody there to actually affirm what you're doing or what you're not doing? Well, firstly, easily, is that you're gonna look at the public the same way that the fucking Democrats do. When the Democrats are looking at some shit that the Republicans are trying to do, and they say, damn, well, we couldn't pass this, is because we had so many Democrats. Well, that's the same thing that the Green Party is gonna do. They're gonna do the same shit. They're gonna say, yo, we're trying to get these things passed, but the fucking Democrats and Republicans are opposing this shit, and that's fucked up. But what Jill Stein or whoever the president that ran for the Green Party at the time, what they could have done is they could have actually used the fucking shit, the same thing that Donald Trump did. The same thing. Like people act like these laws change when it comes to like the Green Party. Like half of the shit that Donald Trump did, like half of the things he did, it was because of what? Anybody know? Yeah, so like that's exactly what the fuck they're gonna do. But just to give you guys the answer, so hold on, go out. The crazy part is, if you actually sat down with people and had honest conversations, they would tend more. Yeah, that's really the truth. That's really the truth. That's really the truth, is that a lot of these people, even when you look at like a lot of these Republicans, a lot of Democrats, a lot of them are centrists. But what I was gonna say is that what you would have saw coming from the presidency, if the Green Party member, which I voted for, it would have just been fucking action. You know what I'm saying? Like all of this shit that Donald Trump was doing, niggas just trying to act like, oh, like everybody just agreed on the. No, half of the shit he did, nobody agreed with. He just did. He just did the shit. And this is the same thing that the fucking Green Party would have did, because people act like, okay, well, When we look at the Senate, when we look at the House, there's little to no fucking Green Party members. How the fuck do you get this shit passed? Well, we would have did the same fucking shit that Donald Trump did. Donald Trump signed UEs. Shit, we would have did the same fucking thing. Half of the shit that Donald Trump has done, he signed UEs doing that shit. And then it just what it was, and then a lot of people just kind of was just okay with it. Like, okay, yeah, this is whatever, and this is what we got to deal with. But this is what the Green Party, this is what Jill Stein would have done too. Like what Jill Stein would have did specifically when it came to reparations, she would have just ordered fucking reparations. And the shit would have fucking materialized. Just like Donald Trump ordered motherfuckers to go and get goddamn the president out of another fucking country, how they just went and fucking did it. Yeah, it would have just went the same fucking way. It would have just been I said UE, my bad. I meant to say EO. It would have just been an executive order. It would have just been an EO. Everything that she would have done would have been a fucking EO because, of course, she doesn't have in the Senate. She doesn't have 51% of the Senate to where there's Green Party members. Duh, she doesn't have that. So she would have did exactly what the fuck Donald Trump is doing. She would have just levied this shit and said, hey, we need to do this, we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to do that. Boom. And we would have done all of those things. And that would have just been the fucking end of it. Because we look at Trump right now, like honestly, if we sit back and actually look at Trump, and Trump said, because see, we're supposed to, and this is what a lot of stupid people believe, oh, we have this separation between church and state. We have this separation between the executive branch, the judiciary, all of this shit. People fucking think that shit. But Trump just told you in the way how he operated that there is no fucking difference. Because if he has a person on the inside in the judiciary, they're going to just fucking do it and they won't even oppose it. Like straight the fuck up. If you look at 90% of his EOs, his executive orders, bro, half of that shit wasn't even approved. But since he has so much control over the fucking military, which the president has, he just was telling niggas to do it. And the sad part about that is niggas don't even remember that Obama did the same shit. Obama didn't wait for a declaration from Congress to when he was bombing all of these fucking places in Africa. Obama didn't wait for that shit. He just fucking did it. And then afterwards, it was like, damn, why did you do that? And then he told them why he did it. And whether it was justified or not, that was just like, okay, he did it. He did it. No different than what Trump just did when he just extracted fucking the president of Venezuela. Same fucking shit. There's literally no difference in what Obama did and what fucking Trump did. There's no fucking difference. Obama did the exact fucking thing. Exact fucking thing. When it came to Gaddafi. Same fucking thing. Nothing fucking was different. Nothing changed. Did the exact fucking same thing. Because you want to know why? It's because they leaned on him and it was like, okay, well, maybe he knows what he's doing. Well, what the fuck you think's going to happen if Dr. Jill Stein was president? And she said, hey, well, you know what? I think we should lean into paying black people reparations. What the fuck you think would have happened, nigga? The same shit would have fucking happened. And if the fucking DOJ didn't want to do it, or these motherfuckers didn't want to do it, you know what she would have did? She would have started pulling from the goddamn kitty. She would have started pulling from the kitty of the fucking magistrate. She would have started pulling from that shit. So, like, this is what I'm saying. And this is exactly what Trump did. Like, Trump just kind of pulled the mask off of the shit because all fucking presidents have been doing this shit for a very long time. All presidents have been going into poor countries, killing people, and just destroying people for a very long time. What Obama did was he was being democratic about it to the people. Not democratic to the people that he killed, but he was being democratic to the people like, hey, I think this is best. No different than George Bush. George Bush was like, hey, I think it's best that we go here and we just kill a whole bunch of these motherfucking whatever the fuck. That's just what the fuck happened. See, the difference is when it came from Bush, Obama, and then to Trump, Bush and Obama, they weren't on some shit like, yeah, we just finna kill these niggas and just take kids from their family and fuck them. No, they weren't like that. They were on some shit like, hey, this is what we need to do to win this war, to where American people can be safe. But what Trump is doing, Trump is like, man, fuck these people. Fuck these people. How about we just get these people the fuck out of here and then everything is going to be all right. Trump just took the mask off because Obama and Bush, number two, and Clinton and Bush, number one, keep going back. They were all doing the same fucking thing. Every single president was doing the same fucking thing. Nobody changed. But when you look at the first Bush, what the fuck he was doing with the Contras, same fucking shit. Nothing fucking changed. Nothing changed. It's just that when it came to Trump, Trump was like, hey, yo, fuck these people. I don't like these people. So we're going to eliminate them. And we're going to kill him. And he said this verbatim. He said, yeah, we're going to kill him. We're going to kill these people. Whereas when you look at the first Bush, during, what was it? The first Iraqi war? What's this called? Y'all know the name of that shit. Come on, I'm losing. He was like, yo, we going over there to liberate and this and this and that. He lied to the people. We wasn't going over there to liberate shit. What we were trying to do was we were trying to make sure that we can liberate these people to make sure that they wouldn't be held under the idea of fucking communism. That's what the fuck he was trying to do. It's because he understood that if communists ever got a fucking foothold, then people would understand, like, yo, this is just a better life. Under communism is just a better life. So what they did was they used Russia as the whipping boy to say, hey, look at what happened in Russia. Shit didn't turn out right in Russia. Look at what we did in the Eastern Bloc. We freed those people. Look at what we did. But what they did not understand, and what they actually did is, what the Russian people were, the Russian people were actually under fucking occupation the entire fucking time. Because what a lot of people don't talk about is because, okay, we can look at World War One. We can look at World War One. Okay, boom. The Russians and America was on the same goddamn type of time. But by the time World War II came around, Russia was on a different type of time. They was on a different type of time. It was no more of this capitalism shit. Yo, they had already taken their people. They had already taken 60 to 65% of their people out of poverty, and it was due to communism. So they was like, hold on. So we found something to where our people can no longer be poor. But America was like, yo, these motherfuckers gotta be capitalists. They gotta be capitalists. But communist Russia was like, no, because we just found something and this is actually working for us. So they actually worked on the same side. So then here we go, part two. So then we have World War II. You have communist Russia and you have capitalist America. They're both on the fucking same side. They're both on the same side because why? They have to get rid of these motherfucking Germans. Why? Because these Germans have come to this idea that they just need to exterminate every fucking body and everybody just need to be subservient to them. So the fucking United States was on some shit like, nah, we don't want to be a part of that war. And for 3.5 years, America was not a part of World War II. But what happened is you had the Japanese, they got their nuts big enough, and they said, well, fuck it, we just finna go bomb this shit. And this is where America came into the war. But before that shit, what you have is you have strictly the USSR just straight killing fucking Nazis. You have the USSR, which is Russia, just straight in this battle by them fucking selves. And then you have Hitler. He's taking pictures in fucking France on the fucking goddamn Leaning Tower of Pizza. Like, yo, I got this shit. Like, yo, and then it's like, yo, what the fuck is going on? But it had it not been for Germany saying, yo, we're gonna win this war, and you know what? Go ahead, Japan, go ahead and bomb them niggas because we about to cross that fucking sea and we about to take that shit over too. Once they did that shit, then America got in the war. Because people want to act like, oh, man, had it not been for America, that the war wouldn't have been won. No, that's not true. That is totally not fucking true. Like the fucking the actual fucking communists, they lost like 100 million fucking people. America lost like maybe like 500,000 people or some shit because they came in the last year of the war. Like, did they do some shit? Yeah. Well, excuse me. I don't mean to say they. I have to say we. Did we do some shit? Yeah, we did some shit. But ultimately, were we the people that were keeping these people at bay, like these Germans? No, the fuck we were not. We were not the people that were keeping these people at bay. We were not the people that were keeping these people at bay. And this actually showed that our fighting force was so fucking weak and it was so fucking destitute and trash because just a mere fucking 15 to 20 years after that, who did we go to war to? We went to war with fucking Vietnam. And we end up being at war with Vietnam for approximately 20 years. Me, myself, I graduated high school in 2013. My bad. 2003. My bad. 2003. And we was at war with these motherfuckers for like 20 fucking years. So imagine the people during that time, like King and all of those people, and fucking Malcolm X and all, they were like, nah, we don't want to fight these people. This is what you get when they say the Viet Cong never called me a nigga. It's because they didn't want to fuck with that shit because they understood the shit. Not because they only understood it, because at that time, America had already been at war with these motherfucking Viet Congs for 5-6 years and they couldn't win. This wasn't no thing to where Muhammad Ali, this wasn't the first year of the shit. It wasn't the second year. It wasn't the third year. This was like the 7th, 8th year to where this shit was going on and on and on. And they were conscripting fucking people to go and fight in that fucking war. So he was just like, no. The Viet Cong never called me a fucking nigga. Because, see, initially, when you start to fight a war, you get people. You get people from your home country and they'll go and fight it. They'll go and fight it. But see what happened with the war against Vietnam, this shit was going on for so fucking long. This is why fucking Muhammad Ali was conscripted, because the shit had already been going on for 5 or 6 years. And America couldn't end the fucking war. They couldn't just talk. As much napalm that they dropped to kill these people, they could not fucking make them submit. They couldn't make them submit. So that was like, fuck. So then this is where you get King. King didn't start this shit the first fucking year. It wasn't the second year. It was like the third or the fourth year to where King was like, yo, come on, man. We don't need to be going over there. We've been over there 3-4 years already. We're not getting anything done. And then you had what's the name that was conscripted, and he was just like, man, I'm not going over to that shit. I'm not going on. I'm not doing it. So this is like kind of how this shit happened. So when you look at these wars and things like that, like America wants to tell you like, oh, all of this American pride and America has done this and done that and America is so great. No, America has been losing wars since like the 60s for real. But what America is good at is regime change and coups. Like that's what the fuck they are good at. And this is what they leaned into. So they said, fuck it, we're going to retreat. We're going to leave goddamn shit. So what happened when they left? Can anybody tell me what happened when they left? Well, yeah, this is when fucking North Korea said, yo, we're just going to create our own shit and we're just going to do our own thing. Which, in actuality, they were all trying to do their own fucking thing. But what America did is they actually captured South fucking Korea. They captured that shit. They put so many fucking bases on that shit to where like it would be impossible. This is why you got all of these motherfucking half-breeds and all of this shit going on throughout the 70s and 80s. Like this was a thing. So you had so many people, like these motherfuckers wasn't going over there just to liberate people. They was going over there raping these fucking women and all of this shit. Like this is what was happening. But motherfuckers want you to believe like, no, Americans went over there to liberate these people. Fuck out of here. They didn't go over there to liberate those people. They went over there to rape their fucking women. Same thing right now. When these motherfuckers were going over to Afghanistan, why the fuck do they call it a tour? Oh, I went over, I've done 3 tours of duty. I've done 4 tours of duty. You had to go over to this motherfucker on a tour of duty. Who were you fucking? What was you doing? Was you jerking off? No, you wasn't. You was fucking on those women. Like, it's disgusting what goes on in a war. So Obama is a motherfucking war criminal. All day, every motherfucking day. But we don't look at it that way. We don't say Obama is a war criminal because he was a black man and he was trying to do that. No, he was a fucking war criminal. The same way as the first Bush, the same way as the fucking second Bush, the same way as Clinton, the same way as goddamn Trump, the same way as Biden. They're all fucking war criminals. Because they sanctioned this shit. They allowed this fucking shit to happen. They allowed all of this shit to happen. And see, the fucked up part about it is you're just a motherfucking nigga from America. So you don't think nothing is fucking going wrong. But if you lived in one of these places to where these motherfuckers and you sitting back and they fucking on your mama and you ain't got nothing to fuck that you can do, and they fucking on your mama. They fucking on your mama, busting nuts and all type of shit, and then they just leave and go to another fucking place. Ain't gotta give a fuck about that shit. Ain't gotta give a fuck. But now your mama, she's pregnant with a goddamn half-breed, a half-GI, a half-white motherfucker, half-black motherfucker, all of this shit. This is where it comes from. But you don't give a fuck. Why? Because you don't live there and you don't care. You like, fuck them niggas. I don't give a fuck about them. This is where it comes from. This is what birthed the fucking moderate. This is what birthed the moderate. It's because you had the right-wing motherfuckers and you had the left-wing motherfuckers. But then you got your moderate to say, well, it couldn't have been that bad. Because the moderate was trying to excuse what the fuck the right-wing motherfuckers was doing over there in Vietnam. They were trying to excuse that shit. These are your moderates. The moderates are trying to excuse that shit. And if that's not a moderate, then explain to me what the fuck a moderate is. What's a moderate? Explain that to me. Give me the science behind a moderate. How can you be halfway in, or how can you be halfway pregnant? What the fuck is being halfway pregnant? You a moderate. You somewhat pregnant? No, bitch. Either you is or you ain't. But this is what birthed them. Is these moderates that say, hey, you know what? I don't totally agree with us going over to Vietnam and killing all of these people, but I also understand that this is something we had to do. This is what birthed the fucking moderate. I don't totally agree that going over to Vietnam and we got to do all of this shit, but I understand this is something we had to do. Why the fuck did we have to do this? Can you explain that? Can you explain this to me? Why the fuck we had to go over here and do this? No, I can't explain it to you. But I will tell you that I'm a moderate. A bullshit moderate. Which makes no fucking sense in the political spectrum. This shit doesn't fucking exist. Like the moderate in the political spectrum doesn't fucking even exist. But this is what people used. They ran and they undergirded themselves by this shit by saying, hey, I'm a moderate. I'm a moderate. Well, what the fuck is a moderate? Well, a moderate is a person who basically said, you know, I don't agree with Desert Storm, but the motherfucking Iraqi niggas had to go. I don't agree with Desert Storm, but the Iraqis had to go. Huh? So you're basically just saying that you're okay with the fucking killing and displacement of people you don't fuck with. Well, no, see, I didn't say that. I'm actually a moderate. This is what... In the 1990s, this is where you birthed the fucking moderate position. Desert Storm birthed the fucking stupid moderate position. This is what birthed it. Because before that, it was either you're for the war or you're not. Because you got to think, before Desert Storm, what was the great war that America had? It was World War II. It was World War II. What was the great war that America had? It was World War II. And so much so, we have a name for those people during that time period. We even call these people something. We call them baby boomers. We call them something. We call them baby boomers. We call them baby boomers. And why were they baby boomers? Why are they called baby boomers? Why are they called the boomers? They're called the boomers because so many fucking people died and lost their life during that fucking World War II shit that motherfuckers was fucking like rabbits left and right trying to recreate the American project, which is ultimately failing. They tried to recreate the American project. Like, come on, give me a break. Let's talk about it. If you want to talk about it, hit the link. Anybody want to talk about it? Hold on, let me drop the link real quick. If you want to talk about it, we can drop the link. We can definitely drop the link and talk about it. So this is what's going on. This is what's going on. So we see these shifts in policy, and we also see these shifts in how people live their lives. So the moment that we see the shift in how people live their lives, what do? Boom, there we go. Baby boomers. We need to do something for these baby boomers. These people that are children of the war, we need to do something for these people. What do we do for these people? You know what we did for these people? We gave these people the Homestead Act. We said, fuck black people. Fuck black people. Let's give these people the Homestead Act to wherever the fuck they want to move. If they want to move to Arizona, we got you. We got you. And we're going to make sure that you live and you live prosperly. Any way you want to live as a white person, we're going to take care of you. Why? It's because what we want you to do is we want you to find a husband or a wife, and we want you to produce. These things were already fucking taking place in the fucking ghettos in Chicago, in Miami, in New York City. These things were already taking place. Coming together, replicating ourselves. These things were already happening. But see, the problem is these things were happening with black people. But white people didn't like this shit. They said, fuck no. Why the fuck would we ever want black people or Hispanics to try to replicate before us? Why the fuck would we ever want some stupid shit like that? So what they did was they tried to make it harder for black people. They tried to make it harder for black people to replicate. We're going to give white people this home with 4-bedroom, 2 bathrooms, because you know that was the standard. We're going to get in this shit so they can fuck in perpetuity and they can have more kids and more kids that will subsequently do the same. But we have to make it harder for black people, because by making it harder for black people to reproduce, then there's going to be less black people. Duh, right? Of course. If we make it easier, if we just put this shit on a fucking plateau to where everybody gets everything the same, white people are gonna fuck and they're gonna produce kids. We can't make it to where we make it hard on white people. If we make it hard on white people to live and just get a home and just have kids and just fuck, we're going to get drawn out of this shit. So we have to make it hard on black people so they look at situations and they say, you know what? Damn, it's just me and my husband. It's just me and my wife. We can't afford another child. So this is what they sought out to do. This is what they sought out to do. So when you hear these coon-ass niggas that come from this place or that place or fucking yesteryear, and they don't understand the dynamic between what the fuck actually happened, where they stand, and who the fuck they are, this is why so many people say damn. And this is what causes a lot of these issues, because you will have a person who from the Caribbean, right? And you would say, yo, this person's family from the Caribbean. This person isn't black American. They don't give a fuck about what we as black Americans think about. You're right. They don't give a fuck about what black Americans care about. They don't give a fuck. Because they weren't conscripted. They weren't consigned. They weren't taught. They don't give a fuck about none of that shit. They're not being paid to care about you and your family. Like, perfect example. I was talking to my brother earlier this evening, and I was explaining to him, like, yo, man, without um, without Bahamian Americans, where I come from, Miami, Florida, it wouldn't be it wouldn't be what it is today. It wouldn't be what it is today without these people. It just wouldn't be what it is. But what these people will tell you, hey man, fuck these people. You could just believe in whatever the fuck you want to believe. You could just say whatever you want to say. Like, no, you just can't, bro. You just can't. I'm from Miami, Florida, and I'm telling you, without the Bahamian people, without the people from the Caribbean, you don't get what you call or look at as Miami today. It doesn't fucking exist. It doesn't exist. It's not real. It doesn't exist. But they won't tell you that. They quick and they go to the coon shit. Even the Caribbean niggas, they go to the coon shit and they coon out. And they say, damn, how can I make master happy? Instead of just being on some shit like, hey, man, look. How can I fuck with you? Because my thing is, as a black American, when I look at Hispanic Americans, all of that shit. My question is the same. How can I fuck with you, bro? How can I fuck with you? My question is, how can I fuck with you? Because we have a problem. And you may not know the problem, but I want to fuck with you. So the moment that you understand and recognize the problem, you can bring me along with you, because I just want to bring you along with me. The moment you recognize that fucking problem and say, damn, this is what it is. The moment you look at this shit and be like, oh my God, these bitch ass niggas, these niggas is always crying about this and this and this and that. It's just fuck. The moment that you fucking realize and say, damn, that shit is fucked up, I want a way to contact you. I want a way to contact you. I want a way to be able to understand that you understand me. That's it. I want to understand that you understand what the fuck I'm talking about, bro. Because I'm not making this shit the fuck up. I'm not finna sit here and just say white people are just bad because they're just bad, and because they're bad, fuck them. Nah, that's not what it is. I'm not one of these motherfuckers that's finna agree to just say that, oh, black people are stupid because they're stupid, and because they're stupid, then they have to be stupid. Bullshit. That's just not how this shit works. It's not how it works. Man, yeah. It's a lot of shit going on in my head right now. Because I really do appreciate black people, white people. But I just wish, man, like truly, this is real talk. I truly wish there was more white people that would be on the same side as us. To be like, hey, yo, Q, I see what you're going through and I understand it, bro. I really wish there was more white people so we can really fucking, like, hack at this shit and take this shit a fucking part, bro. Take this shit a fucking part, because, like, it's so fucked up that white people, like, they don't know how much they're ingested into the system. They just don't know. Like, they just don't know that so many of these motherfuckers do this shit on behalf of them. Just because they may be a white person. Like, there's so many people that do shit on behalf of white people. And I just wish that a lot of these motherfuckers would just get it one day and say, damn, you know what? I'm going to stand up, I'm going to stand down, and we just going to have to figure this shit out. This is the shit that when I saw this brother, let me see, where's the brother? Well, when I saw this brother right here, I was like, yo, I'm down. When I saw this shit, I said, I'm down, bro. And it didn't take me to look at his race. It didn't take me to look at none of that shit. I was just like, I'm down, bro. And I just wish more black people would understand this shit, bro. I just wish more black people did, because a lot of black people feel how I feel. It's just that we've been grown up and we've been talked about, and we're just so fucking ignorant to understand what's really happening. It's fucked up. But yeah, that's what it is, man. Yeah, that was a dope video. That was definitely a dope video. Damn, it's only 9:10. Yeah, it's only 9:10. It ain't too late. Let me get my ass up out of here. I was gonna come back probably about like 11 o'clock or some shit like that with some other shit. I don't know. I may be too fucking tired. I don't know. But I just wanted to put that out there so people can understand. But yeah, let me get my ass the fuck up out of here. I'll probably come back. It's only 9 o'clock. I'll probably come back like 10:30, 11 o'clock. But until then, man, I'll catch y'all. Be cool. You know what it is. Peace.